Hi, good morning class. This is Miss Homburg and we are going to start our activity. Before we begin our lesson, I want to just demonstrate something with y'all. As I call you up here, I want you to grab one of these Legos, the one I give you, and we're going to build something. And I want to just have your thoughts come and tell me what you think as we do it. Okay, so we have one yellow block. We're going to add to it. What do you notice about the shape so far? Is it big? Is it getting tall? Is it skinny? Is it fat? 3. I'm going to add this. This one has 4 on it. Okay, so here's our new tower right now. We're going to keep adding to it. Okay, any thoughts? What could happen with this structure? Is it stable? Do we think any problems might happen? Add another one. Looks like that now. One more. Oh, there it goes. Fell down. Okay, so building our tower, what do y'all think one of our vocabulary words could mean for building? What's another word for building? We constructed something. What about, I asked you, what do you think is going to happen as we built it? What's another word for me asking you, what do you think could happen? We predicted what else? What might be the outcome? And then how about we can analyze the problem? And when I say analyze, don't we look back at what we did? We can figure out a possible way to make it better. Maybe we can make all the bigger pieces on the bottom and all the smaller pieces on the top, and it won't fall down. So we can also modify our tower. Well, the reason I wanted to have y'all participate in this is to really get your minds working on bigger vocabulary words for something that we do a lot. We build things, don't we? I'm sure a lot of you have Legos or blocks. We like to play with these things, and we may not understand or even realize that we are building. And we can use really big vocabulary words in place of little ones. So as we flip to the front of our reading book, our lesson 24, we see that we start with vocabulary words as always. And what we're going to do is, I made you all some index cards. We're going to cut these out. We're going to define these words. And we may not know what all these words are. Sometimes we may look at a word and we could easily say, oh, I know exactly what that means. And sometimes we may not. And if we don't, there's always ways to go and try to find it. We can go through our book, our reading book, and we could try to look for context clues. And by that, we mean like we could look at subtitles, subheadings, we could look at pictures, something to give us a little insight of what that word might mean. And if we're still stuck on it, we can always go to the end of the book, the end of the story, and look at the glossary, look up the word, or we can always use a dictionary. And so we're going to use a little bit of everything today to define our new vocabulary words. So we have our vocabulary words here. Okay. Let's do the bottom one. It says remove. Now, some people may know what remove means. We use it a lot. I want you to remove the lid off your marker. I want you to remove your pencil and put it from the top of your desk to the inside of your desk. Okay, basically to pick up something and place it somewhere else. So on remove, we were able to just use that as our own knowledge. So as under remove, under the word, we're going to put the definition of it. So we're going to write to place something in a different location. Okay, just like that. We're going to be copying that right there. Okay, when you are done copying that, we are going to draw a picture of remove, and I'm just going to draw a desk with a pencil on top, and then I'm going to draw a desk with a pencil on the inside of the desk. Okay, and when you're done with that, so I have my pencil, I don't know if you could see, pencil is circled and it's on top of the desk, and then I removed it and placed it somewhere else. I placed it inside the desk, okay? So we're going to do just one more, maybe one we're not too sure of, and we want to look up the word. And we can always, let's see, if we want to go into our reading story, and let's look up the word construct. If we're going to flip through some pages, find where it's highlighted, the vocabulary word construct, and we can see that they are, the picture shows they are building a sandcastle at the beach. So that can give us a clue, and we can define it ourselves again. So construct, we could say to build a structure. And let's go ahead and use that sandcastle picture we found in the story. So we're going to write our, again, on your vocabulary card, write the definition, and above it we're going to just draw sandcastle. Since we saw that in the actual story, we use the story, its context clues, to help us define our vocabulary word. Okay, and there's my sandcastle. Okay, boys and girls, so now I want you to get out your long manila paper, your construction paper. Okay, we're going to fold it long ways like a hot dog. After you are done, I want you to define all these words. I'll do two more with you, and then you can do the rest by yourself. You're going to define them all and draw a picture. When you are done, we're going to get our construction paper. You are going to pick six of the 8 words, and you're going to glue them on the front. But first, let's draw 5 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You should have 5 lines drawn. And as we open it, I want you to only cut the front flap. We're not cutting the back. I'll show you why, because we're going to make a flip chart. On the front of our flip chart is going to be our index cards with the definition and the picture, just like we did those 2 examples already. Then on the inside of our flip chart, you're going to make your own sentence with another illustration of the vocabulary word. So here we go. You should have your paper looking like this. Okay, 6 flaps for 6 vocabulary words you choose. Now, let's go ahead and take remove. We're going to cut that out. All of your supplies should be in the middle of your desk. I already had a helper pass out construction paper. Your cubbies on top of your desk, they should have the glue, the scissors, the crayons, and you already also have your index cards passed out to you, which we've been using. So you should have all your supplies ready to go and staying with me. So I have remove, I have my flip chart. I'm going to glue remove on my first flap. Let's do that right now. Okay, just like that, we glued it. Just to make it a little bit more fun, go ahead and take out your crayons, also in your cubbies on top of your desk, and color those little desks we drew for remove. Oops. Because when you do your own sentences on the inside, I want you to color your own pictures as well. But we're still going to be doing the first one together, so we have remove, we have our definition on the bottom, we have our picture on the top, the pencil was moved from the top of the desk to the inside of the desk. Now I want you to open it, and we're going to be drawing and writing right in this space right here. So who can give me a sentence for remove? Not the definition, we already talked about the meaning of it. We defined it already. Now let's come up with a sentence. Okay, so thank you. We could do when I came home, I removed my hat from my head to the hook. Okay, so we have our sentence. When I came home, I removed my hat from my head to the wall, to the hook, sorry. Now we're going to draw it, and you can draw your picture right here on the other part of the flap, which should have your index word on it. So, draw a little person with a hat, and then they remove the hat and place the hat on a hook Okay, so not the best drawing, but you get it, right? Where are we at? There we are. From the head to the hook. And yes, I would like you to color this as well. Make it a pink hat. Okay, so I want you to come up with the rest. You're going to pick 6. Remember to pick 6 of your own vocabulary words. Okay, after we define them, pick 6, glue them on the front, and I want these to be in alphabetical order. You can always refer to the ABC chart we have on the top of our classroom. And if you need help, I'm always here to help you. Ask your neighbor. And if your neighbor can help you, then of course ask me. Our ABC chart is right above in the front of the classroom. When you glue your vocabulary words in ABC order, make sure you open it. Give me your own sentence. Everyone has their own sentence. You're not going to have the same sentence as your neighbor. Use your own brain. Then you're going to draw a simple little picture to go along with your own sentence. Okay? So vocabulary words, only 6. ABC order. With the definition and a picture. On the inside, your own sentence for each of those 6 and your own picture for each of those 6. And then I would like your name and the date on the back, please. When you are done with that, you may go ahead and start reading the story now that we understand and know the vocabulary words. And if you're still not quite sure about defining them, remember that you can always look for context clues. You can always look in the glossary in the back of the story to find out its definition. If you don't want to use context clues, I love the context clues because it shows you pictures, just really cool illustrations that go along with it for the most part. And not always do they have context clues for every vocabulary word, and that's when you would need your dictionary. And remember, the dictionary is just like an ABC order, which we've been doing dictionary work for quite a long time now. So again, if you need help though, I'll be glad to help you with your ABC order in the dictionary. And just looking up, we always use the first definition. Thank you.